Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up tonight. We gonna light it up just like the sunrise. We gonna light it up. Hello, everyone. How are you? I'm so glad to see everyone. Thank you, Lady V. Hey, Jeannie, my Cass, Avery, Lori. I am so sorry. When I was sharing it, I was like, email, email. I totally didn't email. I am so sorry. Hey, Angela. Thank you for coming. Glubug. Muckabug. Hey, Betty Joe. I got Betty Joe on Facebook now, y'all. So I don't know what to talk about tonight, and I think tomorrow Angela's gonna come up and talk about Avriel's life and remembering her. So I said, hey, let's go do Sarah Boone body cam footage. So that's what we're gonna do. And this is so I played from her when they showed the body cam of calling 911 and them going find the body and her outside drinking water out the faucet and begging for a cigarette that's in her back porch. Well, this is the ride to the jail from her getting arrested. So we'll go ahead and play this. I just had sound. Dude. All right, here we go. Oh, it must only start. They were riding to her house. That's why. There we go, guys. Oh, good.
Who pronounced?
Oh, right there.
Did you call it? What time did you call it? Hello there. Okay. You live here? Yes. Okay, I'll talk to
I'm
you.
all muted that
Right,
whole
right.
time. Remember, I said whenever we watched the interrogation that she had the same shirt on as she did the previous day. Well, she has this hoodie on right now, so I think when she takes it off, she does have that T-shirt on. But I paused it to check because I saw gray.
Not a problem.
The property manager, I don't know if I should go tell him really quick or just so he knows what's going on. Where's he at? And you want that list? Oh, don't worry about that. We'll take care of that for you, okay? I had a cigarette, but I'll get it for you, okay? Wait 1 second, okay? I really need something to drink. Okay, well,
Here we go with the water faucet glow bug, but it wasn't intentional. It wasn't intentional, guys. It was not intentional.
I got my Dr. Pepper on the counter. Okay, we'll take care of you. Give me 1 second. It's Armand, too.
I gotta watch you.
Put the time that you called it. Yeah, I put that right there. That's the time you called it? Okay, perfect. You can't go back inside. What's going on? Who is he to you? Boyfriend? Yes, for like 3.5 years. What happened? He and we drank last night. Can you pass this to the around to the FD guys? Stop. They need to sign that for sure. They're with me, so they're not. Oh, they're not.
Okay, I'm sorry. So if you're wondering, Betty Joe, this is the full video. We did see this part right here. We did see this part. However, they're gonna show the whole thing from now until after she gets arrested. They're gonna show when she's in the police car and everything. So yeah, we did see this part, but I don't know if you saw the part where she's in the police car. But this is the full video.
I think I'll walk around. No. Each of them has to, because this might be a real thing. So each of them has to put their name in. Normally I just put everybody.
Yeah, you call it working.
What's going on? Sorry, I just got here, so fill me in. No problem. Like, he and I are putting a puzzle together. We've been doing some art together. You are putting a puzzle together? Yes, we have a puzzle that we started in there. Okay. We've been doing art, trying to take stuff off the wall to make new art put up there, like having a good time with one another. But we're drinking. We had a bottle of wine last night. Okay. So then it's like we decided to play hide and seek, right? Okay. So he gets in the suitcase. Okay. Who is this guy? That's my ex-husband, my former husband. How did he live here with you guys? No, I called him over here. Okay. I didn't know what to do. Okay. I didn't know what to do. Okay. So then he came over here. Here, let's talk in private. Okay. I called you guys. Mm-hmm. I tried giving him CPR. The problem is I fell asleep. I fell asleep. When did you do CPR? This morning. When I found it. Before you called? Yes. It's 1:00 right now. I tried. I was awake, but I actually got out of the bed at like 12:30ish, whatever. So I came downstairs, and I was like, "Oh, he's in the suitcase still." And that's when I found him, and I took him out and tried doing CPR, and then I called him, and then I called.
But it wasn't intentional. It wasn't my plan. No malice. It wasn't intentional at all.
Did he get here before the fire department got here? Who? Your husband or your ex-husband? Yes. Okay. Where does he live at? Right down the street. Okay. So you were playing and who zipped him up in? I did, okay. But then I fell asleep. Okay. You're okay. I wasn't here. I'm just trying to figure out what happened. I fell asleep, so I don't know if he suffocated or like had an aneurysm or a heart attack or what. What kind of medical conditions does he have? None that I know of. Nothing that you know of. None that I know of. You didn't take any medicine? No. All we had was a bottle of wine. Literally, just a bottle of wine. Okay. Doing puzzle artwork. Then we decided to play hide and seek. Mm-hmm. That's all that happened. Okay. So I don't know if he had a heart attack or what in there. Like, I don't know what happened. So how long were you doing CPR on him prior to you calling 911? You tried that all morning? Yes. Okay. And then I called him while I was doing CPR. What time did you start? Probably in your ballpark. Here, let me fill this deputy in, okay? Please, may I have my Dr. Pepper? I am so cotton mouth right now. Ma'am, and you can't talk to him until we get done with this, okay? Just don't leave, okay, Brian? Thank you, ma'am.
Well,
appreciate it. Thank you.
I'll get Lucas then.
I know.
One more thing, I'm sorry. Hey, Jariah. The guy in the blue shirt and the khakis that they keep showing by the car, that's her ex-husband, the father of her baby, the father of her son. She called him to come over before she called 911. He had to tell her to call 911. I'm just letting anyone who hasn't seen this before, I'm just letting you know. She has got mouth because she's lying, or maybe she's smoking something. Where is this? Sarah Boone. What state is she in? I can't even think right now.
Do me a favor. Stand over there by that car. Give me 1 second. Just give us a second, okay?
Somebody else on that call and break and
it's on the counter. I can't move anything from out of the house. Here, I want you to sit down because I don't want you passing out. This is probably a lot for you to deal with, right? Sit. I don't water. Just water. I can get you some water, okay? Just I want you not on your feet because I don't want you passing out on me. I need water. Okay, I'll get some for you.
You're trying to, Charlie, but you're on it.
Hey, how are you? Okay, so you don't live here in this house?
No. I live down in Lake Winona Cove.
Lake Winona Cove. Okay. Yeah. So kind of tell me how you came here today, or.
Well, I had been calling.
Come down here. We gotta talk.
I've been calling since.
You've been calling your ex-wife or current wife?
Yes.
Okay.
No. Ex-wife.
Okay.
Been divorced about a year and a half. About 11:30 is when I started calling to find out because this is supposed to be her day. So, her child.
Okay.
She's generally not very good about always doing it.
They called back and said she was still there, or she came back.
So I was calling to find out if she was going to be getting him or not today.
From school.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I started calling like 11:30, called every half hour or so, and then finally got a hold of her at 12:49, which is when she told me what was going on and if I'd come over here. So I came over.
She called at 12:45.
Yeah, I don't think I ever remember hearing that noise. Must be like some kind of small motor engine or something. like a lawnmower or something like that. I don't know. But I just like I don't think I remember hearing that noise. Yes, everyone. So BK's not going to trial in October. Sarah Boone's not going to trial in October, but Alexi is definitely going to trial October 2nd. So you know what we'll be doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or 12:49.
12:49.
Got over here, told her she needed to call 911, get somebody over here, and then basically she said she needed to go outside, have a drink and a cigarette. I walked back out the house because I didn't really want to
Who
be
called?
in there.
Did you call or did she call?
Well, I called. She called me back when I was on my way to make sure I was coming. But I called her.
Give me 1
initially.
second, okay?
But I called her
Do
initially.
you have water in your car by any chance?
I don't think so.
Nothing?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't.
Okay, so she called. You get over here.
Well, I called her first.
Okay.
Trying to
He's
find out
not even leaning on his car.
what's going on. I got my stuff together, put the puppy up in his crate. When I was starting to drive over here is when she called me to make sure I was coming, and then I got over here right after.
Did you go inside and see, and then?
I walked inside the front. I didn't see the front tile area.
Come on, step this way.
I saw legs. I just didn't really want to be in there around it, so I told her.
Well, just for the sake of the crime scene, I want to know if I were to find your footprint, it would be because you went this far into the house. So did you actually make entry past the threshold?
I don't think I ever made it to the carpet. I think it was just in that. I've been over here before.
Right. Yeah.
But no, I don't think I stepped past that tile area.
Okay. So
I don't think I touched doorknob. I don't think I touched anything in the kitchen. I don't know if that really matters.
Yeah. Okay, so that's pretty much the gist of what you have. Well, sit tight for us. We're going to make a few phone calls, and then we'll go from there. Do you know if he has any medical issues or?
I don't.
Okay, but you've met him before.
I've met him before, yes.
Okay.
Yes. They've got a whole fun history.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. You guys have called over quite a few times.
For the two of them?
Yeah, he's been arrested, I think, 5 times.
Really? Okay, I'm not familiar with. So, I haven't been here personally.
So they have he's currently on parole because of it. So
because of domestic violence with her.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Last time he got what they call it, retrial something or other. He had to go to a domestic violence class.
Okay.
I know he was doing it at a parole officer, stuff like that. But I mean, like every time she had him arrested, the next day she was trying to get bailed out too. So I don't know what it is.
Oh, she's getting water from the tap. Probably gonna pass out on it. Okay. Well, listen, please do me a favor.
Oh no.
I'll make a few
not
phone
a problem.
calls.
I mean,
where's your kid need to be picked up?
Lakeline Elementary.
How soon though?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. Okay.
I normally leave out.
Let me try and get this going for you because I know you need that. Martinez.
I think she's possibly maybe doing this to delay the inevitable, maybe? Is she trying to delay her trial? I don't know. I haven't seen her or anything before we started watching this recently, so I'm not really sure.
I'll go ahead and start making the calls. Sam, could you go ahead and give me his last name, Torres? Spell it for me. Torres. And his first name? George. Jorge. 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 His birth date? 2/13/78. And this is the boyfriend? Yes. How long? 3.5 years. Living together that whole time? Yes. Okay. And your last name? Boone. Spell it. B-O-O-N-E. First name? Sarah. S-A-R-A-H. Birth date? 10/10/77. So you've had a second to kind of collect yourself. Tell it to me again. You guys were playing last night, drinking a bottle of wine,
putting puzzles together, doing artwork.
puzzles, artwork.
I had a bottle of wine and then decided to play hide and seek.
Mm-hmm.
So
What time was that? Do you remember?
I mean, I know that I was in bed probably by like what, 12:30.
Okay.
Well, I went upstairs at least, and I fell asleep, forgetting that he was in the suitcase.
You guys were playing the hide and go seek.
Yes.
And at some point, you put him in the suitcase?
No, he got in the suitcase. So he thought it'd be funny.
A whole grown man just crawled into a suitcase. Jariah, and she's stupid. If she doesn't want to plead to involuntary manslaughter and she wants to go to trial for murder, go ahead, Sarah. Go, girl, go. Defend yourself.
To be put in the suitcase, so I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna joke with you and I'll zip you up and make him, squirm a little bit, whatever it is. But then I fell asleep. I fell asleep.
Where was the suitcase?
Right where it is.
In it. Right down there.
Yes.
You zipped him in there.
Yes.
Thought he would be funny, a little.
It was. We both were laughing about it, and then I fell asleep.
Where did you fall asleep at?
Upstairs.
In your bedroom.
Yes.
Okay.
Totally forgetting that he was in the suitcase still.
Okay. And then you came back downstairs
this morning or this afternoon. Yes, when I got
up. What time?
12:30 ish. I was awake, but I totally forgot that he was in the suitcase. He can tell you there's a lot of things that we have been going through. Jobs.
Yeah, he did tell me.
Life, all that good stuff. So I just totally forgot.
You began to do CPR on him?
Yes. Yes.
About what time this morning did you start doing that CPR?
No, it was the afternoon. It was afternoon because I was awake. But then I finally decided to come downstairs at like 12:30-ish, whatever it is. And I was like, I forgot he was in the suitcase. And
Sarah.
Was I muted that whole time? So, for anybody that hasn't seen it yet, this is her going to sleep after he crawls into the suitcase. Hey, Wilby.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
For everything you've done to me.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Sarah.
Stupid.
Sarah.
That's my name. Don't wear it up.
Sarah. I can't fucking breathe, babe. Seriously.
Yeah, that's when you do when you choke me.
Sarah. 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 Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
That's on you.
Sarah, I can't breathe.
It's on you.
Sarah.
Wriggle around some. I want to get video for it extra. Because I got this.
Sarah.
Wriggle around some.
Sarah. Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
Oh. That's what I feel like when you chewing on me.
Sarah.
Fuck you.
Breathe, Sarah.
Yeah. You should probably shut the fuck up.
Sarah.
Shh.
Okay, so I don't know, that wasn't the whole thing, but now you get the gist of it. He crawls into the suitcase and she goes to sleep. Does that look like he crawled into a dang on suitcase and she fell asleep? No. He's in the damn suitcase, not voluntarily. She taunts him. She ain't go to sleep. Okay, so now we saw, if you're not you if you haven't seen any of this and you're not familiar with the case, now we saw what she did. But it wasn't intentional, guys. And I'm telling you this, I will say intentional about 1,000 times on this live. Because when we watched the interrogation, how many times did she say not intentional, will be?
Wasn't moving, nothing was happening, so I unzipped it, took him out and started doing CPR on him. Mm-hmm. He was on his way over here. I called you when he got here.
Once he got here, you called us?
Yes.
Okay.
And air was coming out and he was gurgling, but I could just tell by looking at him.
But you knew how to do CPR. You were doing that on your own?
Yes.
Okay.
And then the person that was on the phone with me also, I counted with him doing.
And he's got no medical? He doesn't take any medication?
I don't know. I don't know medical wise. I know he doesn't take any medications whatsoever.
Okay.
The only thing, like I said, I don't know if alcohol had something to do with it, but we had a bottle of wine.
Okay. All right. Here, I want you to sit back down because I don't want
Can
you.
I have one more sip of water, please?
Yeah, go.
10 Signal 29 Residential Audible 13023 Island Bay Drive.
I'll do what I can to get you a cup because I don't want you to have to keep doing that.
I can't deal. She's so thirsty. She's at the water spigot outside.
Front door. Motor unit on the channel.
The cups are like right there.
Okay.
Motor
Sit right here. Don't talk to the ex-husband right
now.
now.
I won't. Can I have a cigarette, please?
Ma'am, I can't take anything out of the house.
It's on the back porch.
Nope, all of it. It's secure, okay? I'll try my best to get you what you need, okay? Maybe one of these deputies has a pack from someone, sit down and I'll try and get you what you need, okay?
Just cut, please.
Okay. I don't want you on your feet.
You want cameras?
Yeah.
Where's the place to talk about?
Want to talk over here?
In case you don't know, they're muting themselves and the sound will go out because they're calling in personal information. Just in case you don't know why the sound goes out first. I know we'll be, and you know what's funny, if I could say it real quick before they come back. The day before we watched this, I was talking to my uncle about drinking out of a water faucet as a kid, and they need bottles now. And it didn't kill us when we did it. I don't see anybody doing it anymore these days. We always was playing outside, drinking out of a water hose, right, Wilby? I was saying that the other day too. We don't ever see kids outside playing. It's horrible. I think I go outside more than Nevaeh does.
After we got
There we
It's
go.
still Boone. Okay.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
your first name?
Brian, Brian.
Brian. And your date of birth?
52775.
And your child is in school right now. He's not here with you.
No. He's
okay.
at school.
He's in school. How old is he?
This will be a fun one. He is 9. He's third grade.
I can't even start with how you would explain something like this. Okay. 6th grade, you said?
Third grade.
Third grade.
9.
Third grade. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So sit tight for us. I'm sorry it's so hot. Maybe the middle of that would be a good spot to stay in. So we'll take it from there. I'll keep you updated.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
222 Alpha and 221 Alpha unit check. 4 pounds, 2 12. 10 for 10 12 and 1332.
Want to do this now? Did we get that dog by any chance?
He's sleeping on the.
Oh, poor thing. So your backyard's not fenced, okay? Because we put him in the backyard, and I guess he knew to.
Sorry?
Your dog. We thought the backyard was fenced.
The dogs are outside?
No.
They put Sarah's dog outside in the backyard and it's not fenced. Hey, Lucky, thanks for coming in. I appreciate that. They put her dog outside in the backyard and it's not fenced, so he came around to the front door.
We have them contained.
One's deaf and one's blind.
Okay.
That's why I was making sure they were under the table.
Nope, that's yours. So we just wait for get the instructions on what to do next. You got some water, good. Okay.
Can I please just have a cigarette? They're on the back porch.
Not right now. We can't have you go and get anything. Why don't you sit in the shade? You're okay right there? Or maybe a little closer here where the shade is?
You're still on?
Yeah. Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're getting our butts handed to us.
I know you're in 24 right now.
And
What in
then
the world?
23 unit check.
I'm like, nobody's going up there.
I heard silence. I said 220. I was leaving Econ in 50. Just gonna go get me a sub. And then I said, well, I need to go to that.
243 Delta unit check.
Am I able? Someone asked,
1334.
and then you said, wait a minute. My ex-husband, Brian, had a cigarette.
We can't let you guys communicate right now.
I know this was last week. Ask for one.
You want me to get a cigarette from him and bring it to you?
That's okay.
I could probably do that.
Ask for a lighter. Thank you.
She's begging for a cigarette. They trying to get her a cigarette. She don't even have a lighter, so she's trying to go get a cigarette from the ex-husband. She says, "Get a lighter too."
Problem.
I was gonna have him arrange childcare.
Okay, good. For the child in school up the street. Okay.
Is my name on there yet?
No, sir, it's not. I need to get her on there too, and him.
Yes.
So they're en route already, probably.
Did anybody call him?
No, you want me to call?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were calling. All right, let me get homicide. All right. Okay, let's see. Hold on, I'm still on. Let me.
Okay.
If you have not seen her interrogation, you've got to go back. It's a few days back and watch her interrogation. When she sees she gives them her phone, right? Says, "Look at the pictures, look at the videos. You'll see." Right on her phone is that video. So, bam, she's caught. They show her the video during the interrogation, and she's like, "I don't remember that. I don't remember that." But it wasn't intentional, guys. Remember that. It wasn't my plan. I think she does eventually get a cigarette, though.
It's natural. You're nervous.
Really, Jariah?
You have your anxiety. You're scared, right? It's okay. You don't have to.
I don't know how to. I'm just waiting for whoever. So
I could tell you this. I'm gonna be here just as long as you are, including my. It's gonna be a while. I'm welcoming this breeze right now. It's kind of warm. All right. So just bear with us.
I know.
All right.
If you could like give me whatever updates or anything that you know of, that's just how I work. So I know like kind of what.
Well, let me look at my computer. See. We already got a detective on his way. He's on the screen. Okay. No, ella quiere lavarse las manos con. Honey, that's my corporal. Let me pick it up.
This is the detective, guys. Look, she got a little cute belly. So if Lucky continues putting a date in the chat, I think it's the day this new iPhone 12, 15 Slim, something like that comes out. So he will probably put that date in the chat a lot. I'm sorry, guys. That's just lucky for you. Yep. I don't think I look young anymore since I've lost all the weight. I lost, excuse me, 53 pounds.
Hey, Sarah. Did you get enough water? No, if you want to stay seated, don't. I don't want you getting lightheaded. So remember I said the detectives were going to come out and talk to you and go from there. You know what I'm saying? They're here. They're going to ask you a few questions and then go from there, okay? All right.
All right, sir. My name's Chelsea. My partner Scott. To my understanding, you reside here. Okay. Is it just you? And George. Okay. And I have a 9-year-old. It's 50-50 with Brian, my former husband. Your former husband. Okay. But you reside here with George, and then your son lives with you, or lives there? It's 50-50. Yeah. Okay. So from what
Rodriguez
has told me, she explained last night that you guys were drinking a bottle of wine, and around midnight, you decided you guys. 12:30ish, yeah. Okay. You guys decided to play hide and seek. Well, we were playing hide and seek, and then was your son home at the time?
Okay, I'm going to say this. So remember, she says they were putting a puzzle together. They were drinking a bottle of wine, one bottle they shared. They were painting, and then they played hide and seek, right? All kids' games. And then when she makes this video and he says, Sarah, and she's like, that's my name. Don't wear it out. I haven't said that since I was a kid. Like, Sarah, grow up, girl.
Or, okay. No, with my ex. With Brian. Okay. Decided to play. We're just stupid like that. Like, sure. We were putting puzzles together. We were doing artwork. You can see puzzle that we finished in there, and then the artwork, and then decided to play hide and seek, just being stupid.
Okay.
So he decided to get in the suitcase. So I thought it would be funny to, and he was laughing about it too, to dip him up in there. I go upstairs and fell asleep. So this morning or this afternoon when I actually got up out of the bed, I thought for sure he was downstairs on the laptop because he was being really quiet. But then I came downstairs and I'm like, where is he? Like, and then that's when I found him.
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
Okay. And then you weren't sure about if you woke up this morning
It was afternoon. I mean, I was
or
awake,
this afternoon.
but I just didn't want to come downstairs. So
Okay.
I just laid in the bed for a little while. And then I eventually came downstairs and was confused about where he was. And then I was like, oh my God, he's in the suitcase still. So I pulled him out and I stretched him out and I started to try to do CPR on him. I called you guys. Well, I called Brian.
Okay.
And then as soon as he got here, which is 30 seconds down the road, I called you guys.
Okay.
And the person on the phone had me do the concussions continually still and count with him until you guys shut up.
Okay. And so as a part of our investigation, we obviously have to go inside the house. We have to look at things. Are you okay with us
Yes.
going in the house and looking at things?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And forensics, so we have to have our forensics crime scene investigators come out. Are you also okay with them coming inside,
Do
taking
whatever you need to
photographs
do.
and
Whatever
okay.
you need to do.
Okay.
Can I ask, is Brian, I'm sorry, George, is he diagnosed with any kind of medical history?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of. I don't know. I mean, he doesn't take drugs. I mean, we'll have the occasional bottle of wine here and there, but I don't know. Like,
That was going to be my next question. So
I
you guys don't normally drink? You just drink once in a while, or?
well, I'm gonna say like, okay, I guess normal drinking is like we will have like a glass of wine or two, like while we're cooking dinner. Sure. We'll be here and we'll play a board game with him. I mean, all the games are in there. But I mean, it's not like.
A couple of beers a day.
Well, but I don't understand though. Like for the little bit that we had, like not had anything to even do with it. Like I don't know if he had a heart attack or a stroke or an aneurysm or what happened to him. I don't know.
And were you guys together all day yesterday?
Yes.
Okay. Here?
Yes.
Like you, neither of you left the apartment yesterday?
I think he drove up to the convenience store to get cigarettes.
Okay.
But I mean, you can walk there.
Does he have any history of using any drugs? I know he doesn't now because you said he doesn't, but
I don't know.
as far as you've ever known him, you've never seen him.
No. I mean, he's from Philadelphia, and he grew up in Philadelphia, and then he went to Massachusetts, and then from Massachusetts he came down here. So I don't really know like a whole lot of like medical history or.
How long have you guys been together?
Almost 4 years, like 3.5 years.
You guys been living here the whole time?
Yes.
Okay. He's never been to the doctor or to the hospital during that time?
He and his brother got into a really bad argument at one point, and he had to have facial reconstruction. But he has been in the hospital from that, and then I talked him into going to see like a regular physician so he could get just like a regular like checkup thing.
Yeah.
But there were no red flags.
How long ago was that?
The surgery or
Yeah,
the doctor?
both.
The surgery I think was at this point what 2 years maybe, 2.5 years. The checkup was probably a good 2 years too.
Okay.
And the suitcase is still in there?
Yep.
Is it normally stored down there? Did you guys travel recently?
No, he was going to start putting some of the donations in there. So that's why
That's why it's out?
Yes.
Okay. You guys didn't recently travel somewhere or anything like that?
After you zipped them up, did you move the bag around and mess with them at all, or you just zipped it up and walked away?
I both were laughing about it, but I went upstairs and I fell asleep.
Okay. But what position was he in when you put him when he went in? Was he sitting on his rear end and his head up, and he just kind of bent over?
Okay, so like this is the suitcase. Like this was his head, and then his knees right here, and his feet were down.
So he was laying on his side.
Yes.
Yes. You just closed the flap and zipped it around.
Yes.
Him. Okay.
And we were playing.
Understandably. Okay.
So he said said that I needed to tell you guys about his family. Like, who do I talk to about that?
We're gonna do that
We'll-
once we
yeah,
once we walk
You'll
through
talk
and
to me?
see. Yeah, we're
We're
gonna.
not going anywhere. We're gonna
I'm
be here
just
for a
telling you,
while.
like,
Yeah, this is gonna be a
I'm
while.
afraid for my life. I want you to know that. I am
Why
afraid
is that?
for my life. His family has never liked me. I'm the blue-eyed white devil, is what they call me. So they've never liked me. They've never taken me in. They've never accepted me. I'll put it that way.
Have you called any of them?
We talked to his daughters yesterday.
No, I mean like about this. Does
No.
anyone know? Okay.
That's
So
why
no one's gonna know until we will be making that notification.
they're
So
going
it's
to kill me.
okay.
Do
Well,
they live local?
Yes, they're down the road. They're going to kill me. His kids are going to kill me in Philadelphia. They're going to kill me. This was not intentional.
okay.
And they're not going to understand that. They're not going to accept it.
We're gonna do a thorough investigation, and we will
scared.
definitely make sure that you don't feel scared when we leave here. Okay.
And
When we
my
leave.
9-year-old.
Well, he's at school. He's with your husband.
I know. Well,
Ex-husband.
Your husband said that, or your ex-husband said he made arrangements for your 9-year-old to be picked up.
Oh, okay, Mom. Probably. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna go inside if that's okay.
Yes, please. But can you guys just keep me posted
Of
so
course.
I know what's going on?
Yes, ma'am.
And don't.
All you have to do is get their attention if you have a question or you need to talk to us. He's standing right there. She'll be right here.
Yeah. Okay, but will you guys tell me? Like, so you're telling me like you won't call whoever it is without telling me, right?
No.
I mean, I have all their phone
And we're
numbers
not
if you need
calling.
them.
We're not making phone calls. We're actually going to speak to them in person.
Yeah.
We
That'll be
are.
later
They're
on.
going to. Okay.
It'll
You'll
be
know
later.
prior to us making any
I'm
contact.
not gonna be here.
Okay.
They're going to kill me.
Okay.
We'll address all of that,
Yes.
okay, before we leave. Okay?
This was.
Okay?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Just stay seated, okay, Sarah? I know you're panicking, okay? Just relax. We'll come and talk to you. We'll keep checking on you.
Jariah says y'all take a shot every time she says intentional. That's during the interrogation, Jariah, not here. You probably wouldn't get drunk here. She said, I think, one time so far.
They're coming out now. I'll get you somebody, okay? She wants to say something. She wants to talk. Come on. Yeah.
Well, we're
You don't
here,
know
so
anything though, like why or how?
So we will not know the answer to that because we're not doctors. So what's going to happen is he's going to go to the medical examiner's office and he'll have what's called an autopsy. Yeah. That'll be first thing tomorrow morning. I'll know a lot, hopefully a lot more tomorrow morning as far as him. But I cannot, there's no way I could say how, why.
So just by looking at him, like, why is he purple?
Oh, that's normal when someone passes away. Lividity, turn.
as soon as the heart stops beating, the blood starts to settle to the lowest points of the body, and then it becomes very pronounced. So that's just almost it happens to everyone.
I'm like really scared. I want you guys to know that.
You have all these deputies here, so while we're here, nothing's going to happen to you. Before we go and make any notifications, you'll have plenty of time to leave or do what you need to do. Whatever you need to do. Okay? And we can talk about that more in length. But yeah, it's not going to be a surprise.
Real quick, and then. But like, I don't like. This was totally like not intentional. Like, that's what I'm scared about too. Like,
We'll have all the answers. We'll have a lot more answers tomorrow after medical examiner looks at it. Like she said, what you're seeing here is common. This is us coming out to
protocol.
Yeah, his age, no real medical history that
I
we know
of.
For him to have passed away, we come out.
I know.
Yeah. We come out and do an investigation. Medical examiner's office will be sending people out. This is what we do. If he was 75 years old and had a history of heart condition, we wouldn't be here.
I don't know what I don't know what it is.
Exactly, and that's what we're here to find out. We're just here to get the answers. The answers that you want, the answers that his family's going to want.
I just really want to see my son. I really need to see my son. I mean, I know I can't go anywhere, but right. So do I just like sit out here and wait for you guys?
If you would, yes, please.
Is anybody else having to show up, or everybody's here that needs to be here?
My team's here that needs to be here. The medical examiners will show up when we call them, but we're not ready for them yet. So they're going to take him, they're going to take some photos, take him, but that's towards the end of it. And they'll be called well in advance when we're ready for them, but we're not ready for them at this point. So we won't be calling them quite yet. Okay? So like I said, I got to go do some paperwork. They're going to chat with some people, and then we're going to come back and talk to you if you're okay with that.
Yes,
so just give us a little bit more time. Like I said, I need to go and do that. And go do
but do you guys tell his family like today or after tomorrow?
We have to.
It's the law. We have to go and make contact with the family.
Yeah.
They have to be notified.
Once our investigation is pretty much complete here, once we leave here, we will be going to.
But again, you'll know. I'm not going to just go and do it without you knowing. You'll know. We'll talk to you prior to doing anything like that.
But how? I mean, I understand what you guys and how you do it, and you know. So, but like, what do you just tell him? What do you tell his parents? Like, what's the reason?
Passed away.
We tell them what we know at that point.
Yeah.
We tell them the truth.
And that we're going to be waiting for the autopsy results, and I will be at the autopsy in the morning, and hopefully the doctor will be able to give me some of what they think and see.
Yeah. We'll give them their number. They can contact them and get it from them.
But yeah, they're gonna know what we're here, what we're investigating, and that
they're gonna think I killed him.
Why would they think that?
They always have said that. They've always have said that.
What have they
I
said?
told you it's because I'm the blue-eyed white dragon. That's what they call me. Because they don't want him with me.
What does a blue-eyed white dragon? What sound does a blue-eyed white dragon make? Intentional.
So he's basically just not really been around his family because he chooses me over them. Even after I've encouraged him numerous times to go over there and see his family, they've never accepted me. They have always been really unforgiving, I'll say that, where they've never accepted me, and everybody in his family has tried to kick my ass. So, especially his sister. He had to pull her off me one time.
Do you have somewhere safe that you can go tonight?
Both my parents are deceased. My grandparents are deceased. My aunt and uncle are deceased. I got nobody. I have a brother that's in the Marines, and I've got another one that's in jail.
Unless the brother that's Marines, is he local?
No. Well, he's in
Her mama raised a Marine, somebody in jail for I don't know what, and a murderer.
Mom, but I think he's doing whatever Marine thing he's doing. But the only way.
Your phone's inside, correct?
Yes.
Does he have a phone?
No.
He doesn't have a phone.
He used my phone.
He uses your phone.
Yeah, we
Okay,
did it
share
together.
phone.
So the only place I could go is over to Brian's house. So I don't think he'll have a problem with it.
Okay.
So.
Well, like I said, we're not going to leave here. If you do not feel safe, you're not going to leave here with you not feeling safe, because then we're liable.
And then his ex-wife in Philadelphia.
Well, she's in Philadelphia, but yes.
Shoot. There's going to be a funeral.
Right. That you're talking like days and weeks.
No,
I'm talking right here, right now. So let me do my investigation. Let me go do this paperwork that I'm talking about, because go back and forth about what ifs like all day long.
I know, sorry.
I promise we're not gonna leave here for you and you not feel safe. Okay? I promise.
Please. Okay. Is this? I don't even know what to tell you.
It's okay. Just take a seat, have some water, give us a few minutes, let us do our thing, and we'll be back.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's the same shirt she wore the next day for the interrogation and went to jail. She just took them pink shorts off and put on jeans.
I have to talk to you, I promise, okay?
Like you said, you need us again, just let them know.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Go ahead and type.
Okay.
Sit down and type and keep like eyes on. Do you have anyone in here?
There's nobody here, just me.
Okay, that's fine. You're right there, right?
Yeah.
Sit there and type. You're fine. I have relief coming, so just keep typing.
Okay, we're back on the record this morning on KCR 20.
Hello. All right, now I want to watch this video on her body language, because you know how Will be, I think that was you and I that were maybe someone else, I think, that was talking about her body language when she was being interrogated. So I just want us to go over some experts and what they say about her body language.
Park, Florida home, prompting her to call 911.
My boyfriend is dead. My boyfriend and I were playing last night, and I put him in a suitcase and we were playing.
Deputies say Sarah Boone and her boyfriend, George Torres, were drinking when she put him inside of a suitcase, zipped it up, and taunted him while recording on her cell phone. Sarah says that's when she went to sleep, finding her boyfriend dead the next day.
I finally decided to come downstairs at like 12:30-ish, whatever it is, and I was like, I forgot he was in the suitcase.
Sarah Boone is charged with second-degree murder. Tonight, our body language experts are breaking down Sarah Boone's own statements to police.
We had a good time sitting on the back porch, having wine and smoking a couple of cigarettes, and then decided to go inside and literally paint, do puzzles, and play.
All right, tonight we're going to take some time to break down the body camera and interrogation videos of Sarah Boone. You remember Sarah. Boone is accused of zipping up her boyfriend, George Torres, in a suitcase and leaving him in it to die. Now, she claims it was an accident, that they were drinking, they started playing a hide-and-seek type game, and then she fell asleep and forgot that he was in the suitcase. Well, she told this story to police a few times, and we have it on tape. So we know what her words are telling us, but what does her body language say? Well, we have just the right people to help us figure that out. Let's bring in our expert. Joining in Orlando, Florida, jury consultant, body language expert, and founder of the Human Behavior Academy, providing on-demand courses in how to spot a liar in 7 seconds or less, Susan Constantine. Susan, great to see you. And in Alexandria, Virginia, body language expert and New York Times best-selling author.
I've never really watched a body language expert. I don't know if you guys have. So this is going to be very interesting to see, even will be, if they say anything that we said during the interrogation and agrees with us. Let's see. There you are, Avery. Someone was looking for. Oh, I was looking for you.
You Can't Lie to Me. Janine Driver is with us as well, and you can check her out on TikTok at Body Language Institute. Thank you both for joining me, as always. All right. What I want to look at first is the body camera video from the officers who responded to Boone's 911 call. She did call 911. Now, in this clip, the officer asked Boone to explain what happened and how George Torres ended up dead in the suitcase. Important stuff. And it is Boone's first official telling of the story. So let's watch this together now, and then you can tell me what you see.
We have a puzzle that we started in there.
Okay.
We've been doing art, trying to take the stuff off the wall to make new art put up there, like having a good time with one another. But we're drinking. We had a bottle of wine last night.
Okay.
So then it's like we decided to play hide and seek, right?
Okay.
So he gets in the suitcase. Okay.
Who is this guy?
That's my ex-husband, my former husband.
How did he live here with you guys?
No, I called him over here.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't know what to do.
Okay.
I didn't know what to do.
Okay.
So then he came over here.
Here, let's talk in private, okay?
I called you guys. I tried giving you CPR. The problem is I fell asleep. I fell asleep.
When did you do CPR?
This morning, when I found it.
Before you called?
Yes.
1 o'clock right now.
I tried. I was awake, but I actually got out of the bed at like 12:30ish, whatever. So I came downstairs, and I was like, "Oh, he's in the suitcase still." And that's when I found him, and I took him out, and I tried doing CPR, and then I called him, and then I called you guys.
Did he get here before the fire department got here?
Who?
Your husband or
Yes.
your ex-husband?
Yes.
Okay. Where does he live at?
Right down the street.
Okay. So you were playing, and who did come up and?
I did, but then I fell asleep.
Okay. You're okay. I wasn't here. I'm just trying to figure out what
I
happened.
fell asleep. I don't know if he suffocated or like had an aneurysm or a heart attack or
What
what.
kind of medical conditions does he have?
None that I know of.
Nothing that you know of.
None
You
that I
didn't take
know
any
of.
medicine?
No. All we had was a bottle of wine. Literally, just a bottle of wine.
Okay.
Doing puzzles, artwork. Then we decided to play hide and seek.
Mm-hmm.
That's all that happened.
All right, Susan and Janine, one thing we know, as sure as the sun is going to rise, defendants will always try to minimize what they've done in a situation like this. But anyway, that's why we go to you guys. So, Susan, let me start with you. What'd you see there?
There was a lot to unpack here. And first of all, you could take this frame by frame by frame because there's so much information in everything that she's talking about. The first thing I want you to notice is that her lack of empathy. She doesn't show any sort of emotion, right? She's talking about that she's playing with these puzzles. They're inside. She's giving gestures that are illustrating that that's what she was doing. But you'll see a moment where all of a sudden there was a shift, a little pause, a little hesitation, and that's what she's talking about, that they were playing these hide and seek games. So what I saw in that very short little piece, there was something that occurred from when they were playing with these puzzles or putting these puzzles together to where they began playing hide and seek. The other thing is that what she talks about is that she sets already the stage talking about that they had a bottle of wine. The reason why she's doing that is she's setting the stage of why she forgot, so to speak, or she fell asleep, or the reason why she fell asleep. The other things I'd like you to notice too is their change in her demeanor. Anytime you see a change of their demeanor, there's a different change in their state of mind. She goes from being more frantic, you see her in these frantic moments. She becomes extremely angry. That's what's really unusual about a case like this, because usually when someone has died and someone that's close to them, you're going to see a sense of sadness. You're going to see a sense of remorse, a sense of grief. You don't see that here. She actually gets angry and showing aggression towards the police officer.
And she's the same exact way during the interrogation with the detectives. When they, start talking about stuff that they know for fact, then that's when she gets defensive and starts getting back with aggression and with an attitude.
That's associated with guilt. Now, I'm not saying that she didn't fall asleep. I think that she did at some point, but I think it was after she was already taunting him, went upstairs, fell asleep, knowing that he was in there, and then she came down, and then she goes, oh my God, which is where they tend to kind of go, oh, I lost my head in that. But there is so much here to unpack, Michael, that it would take hours to unpack every little segment here, because there's a lot. Janine, what'd you see?
Fair enough. Yeah, Janine, I want to go to you because I just want to say quickly, I had that note here that I didn't see much remorse. But then I also had the note to say she was possibly grieving, so there is that denial phase. I thought that might have something to do with it, but love to hear what you got to say.
Well, I saw surprise here. So the eyebrows are up and curved, and then we
saw the whites of the eyes. And what I like to say is when white eyes are here, fear is here. So this fear that is showing up, I don't, in my expert opinion, based on what I was seeing with lots of this footage, I don't think that this was a premeditated murder. I think that she was like kicking it back a little, had too much. And
okay, I have a question. Avery said she didn't think that Sarah knew that he was going to die. And then Lori said she couldn't have known he would actually die. She put him in a suitcase zipped up and went to sleep. And he was in that suitcase at least 12 hours while she was in that house. She absolutely, definitely knew he was going to die.
And, did punish him. The neighbor called in and told the police that they heard a loud thumping falling down the stairs. And of course, there were different injuries with him. We didn't show it here, but as much as body language is important, there's something called statement analysis, which is the words matter. And she said we had just a bottle of wine, just as a minimizing word right here, instead of we had one bottle of wine. When she called 911, she said this, and I think it's critical. My boyfriend. So my boyfriend is ownership of my boyfriend. She didn't say this guy I was dating. She's saying my boyfriend, which is ownership, saying she's got this boyfriend. My boyfriend and I were playing last night, and I put him in a suitcase, and we, which is a relationship, we were playing and like kinda hide and seek. These start-stop sentences are very suspicious. And when we hear a kinda, we heard a lot of kindas with Amber Heard with the Johnny Depp case. I say when there's a like or a kinda, there's more to find. So I think there's more to find here. And I think Susan pointed out a lot of the body language is incongruent. Listen, I've been with people who have lost loved ones and they're like, bring them back. I mean, there's no one way. We all experience grief, of course, but you'll often see like, bring them back. Please tell me they're not dead, please. And instead, she's setting up the case right now with her body language. Her hand gestures are really big, trying to convince us. And our hands are fascinating because there are more connections in the brain to our hands than any other part of our body. Wow. So our hands are important, and we see lots of hands movements. I don't know if you're going to play some clips when she's being interrogated or interviewed by law enforcement, but we see a lot of gestures that I hope we get to talk about. What does this mean when she's doing this to police?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, she's telling her story, and as I said, it sounds like a little bit of minimizing, but also, like you said, she wants folks to believe her story. So it's interesting. All right, Susan and Janine, stand by, because we do have a lot more to squeeze in. We do have to squeeze in a break right now, though, but we'll continue breaking down Sarah Boone's body language when we return.
It's natural. You're nervous. You have the anxiety. You're scared, right? It's okay. You don't have to.
I don't know how to. I'm just waiting for whoever, so. I mean, I know that I was in bed probably by like what, 12:30? Okay. Well, I went upstairs at least, and I fell asleep.
Okay.
Forgetting that he was in the suitcase.
You guys were playing the hide and go seek.
Yes.
And at some point, you put him in the suitcase?
No, he got in the suitcase. So he thought it'd be funny to be put in the suitcase. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to joke with you, and I'll zip you up and make him, squirm a little bit, whatever it is. But then I fell asleep. I fell asleep.
Where was the suitcase?
Right where it is.
Right down there?
Yes.
You zipped him in there?
Yes.
Thought it would be funny, a little joke?
It was. We both were laughing about it. Okay. And then I fell asleep.
Where did you fall asleep at?
Upstairs.
In your bedroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Totally forgetting that he was in the suitcase still.
Okay.
All right. There you heard Sarah Boone admit that she was the one who zipped up her boyfriend in that suitcase. Now, he would later die inside that.
Okay, let me ask you this. She took the suitcase out from in the back of her closet. She had to dig it out. Told the police she dug it out to donate it because something was wrong with it. Actually, because the zipper was broke, as a matter of fact. So she takes it out the back, says she's going to donate it. He winds up in the suitcase. She zips it up, knowing you cannot unzip a suitcase from the inside. Doesn't leave a hole or anything. makes a video taunting him in the suitcase where he says, I can't breathe, Sarah, I can't breathe. I can't breathe, Sarah, fighting for his life. Kicks him down the stairs and keeps abusing him and then goes to sleep. I don't know. I can't change my mind on her not knowing he was going to die. I don't know.
That suitcase. Boone, of course, claims it was a game gone wrong and that he was in it. He was in on that game, but investigators, they don't buy her story. They believe this was no game and have charged Boone with his murder. All right, our body language experts are still with us to break this all down, Susan Constantine and Janine Driver. All right, the next piece of body camera video that we're going to look at is the one that I think will be quite telling. Here, Sarah Boone is talking to detectives about when they'll inform her boyfriend's family of his death. And you'll see she becomes quite animated and upset during this discussion, claiming that his family is going to think that she killed him. Let's watch.
So, but do you guys tell his family, like, today or after tomorrow? We have to. It's the law.
We have to go make contact with your family.
Yeah.
They have to be notified.
Once our investigation is pretty much complete here, once we leave here, we will be going to.
But again, you'll know. I'm not going to just go and do it without you knowing. You'll know. We'll talk to you prior to doing anything like that.
But how, I mean, I understand what you guys and how you do it, and, you know, so, but, like, what do you just tell him? What do you tell his parents? Like, what's the reason?
Passed away.
We tell them what we know at that point.
Yeah.
We tell them the truth.
And that we're going to be waiting for the autopsy results. And I will be at the autopsy in the morning. And hopefully the doctor will be able to give me some of what they think and see.
Yeah. We'll give them their number. They can contact them and get it from them.
So yeah, they're gonna know what we're here, what we're investigating, and that they're gonna think I killed him.
Why would they think that?
They always have said that. They've always have said that.
What have they
I
said?
told you it's because I'm the blue-eyed white dragon. That's what they call me. Because they don't want him with me. So he's basically just not really been around his family because he chooses me over them. Even after I've encouraged him numerous times to go over there and see his family.
All right, Janine Driver, I want you to let me know what you saw.
Well, first of all, when she says they're going to think I killed him, this is indicative of someone who did not premeditate it, because if she premeditated it, we would hear something more along the lines of minimizing language. They're going to think I'm the one that hurt him. They'll minimize it. The fact she says kill, it says a lot here about whether it was premeditated, which I think it most likely probably was not. Talk about my own squishy language right there.
Is that what I just said?
This is a big body language pose, though, that I was not surprised seeing here. Her elbows come out, and I say when elbows are out, there is shock about or this panic about. We saw this with Chris Watts. You may remember Chris Watts. He murdered his pregnant wife, Shanann, and his two young daughters, Celeste and Bella. When the police camera was videotaping him, watching videotape footage of a neighbor whose neighbor's camera faced Chris Watts' driveway, and they show Chris Watts putting something into his truck early in the hours of the morning when he said he was sleeping, which evidently later we find out was Shanann. And he's watching this footage. He's looking at his phone, and all of a sudden, when he sees the truck back up, and you can see a gas can go in and this body, you see elbows out. But we also see this like in a basketball game. You go to retrieve the basketball or get a rebound, and by mistake, you push it in the opposing team's net. Elbows out, shock is about. We see that with Tom Brady when he wins the Super Bowl over and over again, right? So we see those elbows out. So we have that shock. And last but not least, before you pass it to Susan, is this high-level pacifying.
Sorry, I have to say it. You did it, Avery. Elbows out. Spirit fingers.
Higher the pacifier, the more stress and anxiety. This is a term Joe Navarro, retired FBI agent, came up with, and it's such a great term. Babies pacify by comfort themselves with a pacifier. Adults pacify by touching one piece of our body to another. Who's on the phone? 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 Who stresses you out the most?
this person. This high pacifying where she's ventilating. Look at her hair. Her fingers go through like a comb. It's ventilation, and then this little neck massage. Her fight and flight is kicking up. You even see swaying in the beginning. She wants to run, but she can't. So it's coming out in these massive pacifiers. Another face touch here. The
swaying means she wants to run? I didn't know that.
I'll save some stuff here for Susan.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna give another clip to Susan now, because in this next clip, Susan, Boone talks about how scared she is, and she tells the detective that this was not intentional. Let's watch.
I'm like really scared. I want you guys to know that.
Look around. You have all these deputies here, so while we're here, nothing's going to happen to you. Before we go and make any notifications, you'll have plenty of time to leave or do what you need to do. Whatever you need to do. Okay? And we can talk about that more later. But yeah, it's not going to be a surprise.
Real quick, and then, but like, I don't like this was totally like not intentional. Like, that's what I'm scared about too. Like, hey.
We'll have all the answers. We'll have a lot more answers tomorrow after medical examiner looks at it. Like you said, what you're seeing here is common. This is us coming out to the scene. Yeah, his age, no real medical history that we know of. For him to have passed away, we come out.
I know. Yeah.
We come out and do an investigation. The medical examiner's office will be sending people out. This is what we do. If he was 75 years old and had a history of heart condition, we wouldn't be here.
I just don't know what I don't know what it is.
Exactly. And that's what we're here to find out. We're just here to get the answer.
All right, Susan, your thoughts.
Yeah, so when Janine was talking about the pacifiers, this is this hands to the neck. She has these, it's always up around through the neck, and she's very worried and concerned. And when you look at her body language, you can see that she's very small. She kind of closes her body language in. When a person is like that, they're not feeling very confident. You can tell that she's feeling fearful. She even says the word, I'm really feeling scared right now. When she puts her hands up like this, it was consistent with her words, I'm really scared. You can also see her lips kind of rolling in. And in other moments too, she's kind of biting her lip. She's this bottom lip, she'll kind of tuck inside. These are a lot of these kind of concerned, worried kind of responses. But overall, what we're looking at are the self-soothing gestures, the picking of the fingernails, the worriness here, the hands up and through here, the collapsing of her body language. She's not feeling very confident here. She is worried, but she says one word there, and I'd like to go back to figure out what maybe Janine heard it, is she says, she pops in and she says, run. So I'd like to find out from Janine what she thought about that.
Janine, go ahead.
Yeah, what was it? What was the word?
I thought she said run.
Run.
The police
Okay, so
I'm talking to her.
She did say run when she was talking about the family killing her. She said, what should I do? Run or something like that.
She jumped in there and she says, run. And I thought, is she actually saying, well, I could actually leave, leave and escape? So I was wondering,
so that could be
a lot of times, go ahead, dear.
Yeah, well, that could be a Freudian slip that could come out here. She said a lot of different things. I wrote down a bunch here throughout this interviewing, which is in all honesty, she said that several times. She does start-stop sentences, which are congruent with someone who's being deceptive. But here's the deal, and run could be a Freudian slip. The DC sniper, John Allen Muhammad, went into trial and he said, by the grace of God, you find me guilty. I mean, innocent. So these Freudian slips. So what Susan may be picking up here could be this Freudian slip of run, wanting to get out of there, because you can see that swaying in the beginning and then it stops. In that small slumped forward posture, again, lips disappear. When we don't like what we see or hear, our lips disappear. Here's the deal, though, if I'm gonna land the plane on body language and statement analysis, is all of these signs are also indicative of someone who's telling the truth. There is no pants on fire, because if you all of a sudden killed your boyfriend, then you'd be stressed too. What's missing, I think, and perhaps Susan would agree, what's missing here that is critical, I was thinking of that TV show House. He would write all the problems, heartache, broken leg, but what's missing? What's missing is.
I like that show House. Avery, I don't think she has a bra on right here. And if she does not have a bra on right here, she does not have a bra on during interrogation, because she looks the same. Like legit, same shirt, same boobs. I mean, same boobs, yeah, but same spot, no bra. Just changed her pants.
Fear and sadness that her boyfriend is dead. It is not making an appearance here. This is the very first time police are getting here. Where is the fear? Where's the sadness? She is nervous about consequences for her. We are not seeing any sadness, nothing here. There's no sadness or fear.
Yeah, there's no remorse. Now, remember, she's not charged with intentional murder. She's charged with second-degree murder. And, if you're a lay person, you don't know the difference between intentional. You just want them to know, I didn't mean to do this. Still doesn't mean you're not guilty of murder, depending on what the facts are. So she's dealing with that as well. But there was something else. This has nothing to do with movement or body language, but more behavior. And I wanted to ask if you guys have any thoughts on it. She calls her ex-husband before the police. He's at the scene when they arrive. Read anything into that?
This is going to be interesting, because I want to know why she called him first also. And he's the one that told her to call 911.
That at all.
If I can chime in, first of all, the ex-husband said, and he looked like he was telling the truth, in my opinion. I watched the video of him. He said he started calling her at 11 o'clock because she was supposed to pick up her son. That was her day to pick up the son. So he started calling, he said, every 30 minutes. He was calling at 11:30. So I'm not sure if she called him or she just answered his call. In my opinion, if I was a fly on the wall, I think she woke up, saw that he was dead, panicked for a couple hours before calling the police. I also don't think she was resuscitating him, because I've been there where people have done CPR and you're out of breath. 1, 2, 3. And she's like number 16 and having small talk with the operator on the other end of the.
Wilby, I think we talked about that too. Oh, Lord, Avery, you would probably do that too. I think there's a couple of people that would do that.
Phone, I don't think she was doing it. So I don't think it's suspicious that he was there, because he's saying he called her. He also says she's a big drinker, and she's a big drinker, and that this is a problem in the past that they've experienced. She doesn't ever like together.
Susan, any thoughts on that?
Yes, I think that she felt, her ex-husband, she's still very close to. She still has a very close relationship with him. So it's obvious that the two of them still are very connected, even though they are co-parenting. The first person that's on her list she called was him. So when you look at the order in which somebody calls them, and Janine will know because we've both been trained very much alike, it's that, the order in which they list their names or people that they reach out to are the level of people or importance in their life. And so when she says, for an example, Janine pointed on this, is that my boyfriend and I were playing the game. I just want to let you know that when you're looking at, yes, the my is the closeness, boyfriend has a position in her life. Yes, it's in the statement analysis. We do statement analysis in the human behavior lab. But here's one thing I want you to notice is when she says my boyfriend and I, you look at my and I, how far they are apart. So that's something they don't normally do. Hide and seek is not one of the regular games that they play. This was an instance where they did it maybe for the first time. This is not a regular occurrence. So in what they say really matters. Every word matters. And even in the 911 call from the very beginning was setting precedence of why the event happened, because she was talking about that they were having alcohol, they were drinking. She was setting the stage for.
Lori, no, that's what Letitia did to Gannon.
All this, and that's what people tend to do. What they say, the first sentence they speak is usually the reason why the event actually occurred. So in statement analysis, yes, go ahead, Janine.
Well, I was just going to say, O.J. Simpson, when he was asked about his relationship with Nicole, said we were a normal couple. We had our downs and ups. So what Susan's saying here is order matters, right? So the order matters on these things. And of course, we have a videotape footage of her videotaping the suitcase and him saying, I can't breathe, honey, I can't breathe. No, seriously. And she goes, well, then stop talking. And then she walked up the stairs and went to sleep. Yeah. Just like if you're drinking and driving, you kill somebody, it is murder. Yeah. I believe this is murder, and I believe she's going to be found guilty.
Yeah, I agree too. And I think ultimately what we heard on that videotape that you're talking about when she was videotaping with her phone doesn't match up quite with the story she's telling.
I don't want to play puzzle and paint and hide and seek. I want to play drunk twister.
I think that's a problem. All right, Susan Constantine and Janine Driver, you're going to be sticking with me while we take this quick, short break. Coming up next, much, much more on Sarah Boone. Keep it right here on Co TV. On the docket tonight in Iowa County, Wisconsin, the Possessed by Evil murder trial. Sean Pickett charged with murder, accused of beating and stabbing his mother and dog to death. He claims he was hearing evil voices. Get you ready for the next live trial on Co TV.
And hope today.
Nobody knew George better than I did. I say that I knew George better than himself. And I tried in every way, shape, and form. Ask everyone. I helped him. I took care of him. I missed him a lot, and I didn't even sleep last night.
Welcome back to Closing Argument. I'm Michael Ayala in for Vinnie Politan. Now, before the break, we broke down Boone's body language when talking to the officers who responded to her 911 call that her boyfriend, George Torres, was dead inside of a suitcase. Well, now what we want to do is take a look at some of the statements she made to police during her interrogation. Now, here, the dynamics are a bit different. Some time has passed. She's in a room with a detective, and she's had some time to calm down, to think.
Let's talk about Drunk Twister for a minute. I think it was a commercial or something where these people were playing Twister and they had to bend down and take a shot off of the Twister plastic board thingy. And it was very hard, but that would be fun. I think that would be fun.
Maybe get some perspective on all this. Well, still with us to give us their expertise, our body language experts, Susan Constantine and Janine Driver. All right, the first clip of Boone's interrogation I'd like to show you guys is when the detectives confront her about a video Boone took inside when Torres was inside that suitcase. Now, in it, you can hear Torres telling her he can't breathe while she taunts him. Now, she claims she doesn't remember taking any videos or photos on her phone, but what does her body language say? Let's take a look and then we'll discuss.
You said you played hide and seek like probably 3 times in your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
When you have played, have you ever zipped him up in a suitcase prior?
No.
Okay. So it was just kind of like that prop was there and it was there
Yes.
and it was in play because.
Why do you say it like that, though?
I would never do that.
You would never zip them up in a suitcase?
Well, I
mean, we were playing.
Do you remember making any videos or maybe having any photos, videos that you remember doing on your phone on Sunday?
No.
No. So I have something that I want to show you that we found, and it was from your phone.
Mm-hmm. Do I have to watch this? I continuously throw up.
Yes, they doing this. Yes. I can't wait, y'all. They're doing the interrogation now. I never had an abuser, but she has been. I have no mercy. Yes, everyone not hunting partners, please.
I don't sleep. I don't want to see it, if that's okay.
Well, it's on your phone, and you can either explain it or we take it for what it is.
Yeah. We're just trying to give you the opportunity to tell us what's going on. That's it.
It's that long? 2 minutes.
For everything you got to me. For everything you got to me. So, you.
That's you. Your voice.
Guys, this is killing me right now.
So this image is upside down, and then
Watching this video is killing you right now. At least you can take a breath because George couldn't.
this small video that occurred 11 minutes later, it's flipped over the other way, closer to your dining room table.
Okay.
Now he's obviously still in there. So he didn't, how did it go from the back to the front?
I flipped it.
Okay.
My plan was not to go upstairs and go to sleep.
Well, that's what you did.
Yeah.
But not intentional.
All right, Susan
Not
Constantine, what do you
intentional.
see with her body language when she's confronted with some pretty damning evidence?
I mean, big time, okay? So she doesn't really know what's on that videotape. She doesn't have a clue. She knows, I know subconsciously, and she remembers because you have these feeder memories. You know that that's stored somewhere in your subconscious. You know that there's this video. She doesn't know, they know. So that's why you see her body language. She's kind of passive aggressive. She's got some issues with covert narcissism. And you see her collapsed body language, her hands cupped very neatly inside of her, in between her legs. This is low confidence. She's concerned, worried. But then when she is suspicious, right? She's suspicious of what the investigator's asking her. You can see her eye movements going towards him like, what do you know that I don't want you to know? And then when she realizes that they've got video footage, she shifts her body language. She almost blocks, like, I don't even want to know. Casey Anthony did the very same thing when she realized, when she was in those, when they found out that there was information that the police officers found out, and her body language completely shut down, moved over. But then she gets very aggressive. You see her arms kind of winging out like this. When she feels attacked, she's an attack dog, and she's going to stand up for herself, and she doesn't care. She's going to do it no matter what. But when I look at her body language overall, she knows what's coming. She wants to know if the investigators know what she knows. And you could see this passive aggressiveness in her, and that she tries to detach because she knows what's on that videotape, and she's fearful and she's blocking. She doesn't want, like, oh, storm's coming. Let me go into protection mode. Yeah. So anyway, there's a lot to unpack there. Janine, what'd you see?
I think you hit the nail on the head, Susan. This push back when we see people.
I'm sorry, y'all, but I can't believe how white that woman's office is. Everything is white.
With our hand gestures, this is go away, it's pushing away. And she's even saying, you guys are killing me here. I don't want to see this. And, hand gestures are so interesting. It's the best tool that we have as human beings through evolution. A study was done with little kids, and little kids in elementary school are asked to use hand gestures while solving a math problem. By simply using more hand gestures by solving a math problem, guess what happens? They create more strategies to think quickly on their feet. It increases your ability to have cognitive thinking. So with these hand gestures, the more that we see them, and as a matter of fact, as this video footage goes on, you see a lot more hand gestures. This is actually tapping into the part of her brain. Remember, I said earlier, the brain is more connected to our hands than any other part of our body. The more hand gestures we have, the more her cognitive thinking will begin to increase, and she'll come up with one solution after another. We saw this with Casey Anthony. We see this with many murderers that are, in my opinion, let me reframe that. She was found guilty of lying to police, but Jodi Arias was found guilty of murder. And we see these hand gestures come up quite a bit with both Casey Anthony, with Jodi Arias, with, the Chris Watts of the world, and of course here with this case here.
Yeah, and you see it a lot with TV anchors as well. I use my hands all the time, and now I know why. It helps me think. It helps me think better. I knew it subconsciously, but you're absolutely right.
That's why you're so fast on your feet, Michael. You're doing a great job.
I need my hands. They help me think. What I thought when I saw it, as soon as she got confronted with the video, she may not have known what was on the video, but I think she knew what she did. and she was wondering, or it seemed like she knew what was coming was something that wasn't going to be good for her.
Well, she
That's
forgot
essentially
it.
what I saw.
Yeah. Well, listen, Michael, she says she forgot this video or forgot doing that. And then she says, I flipped him over. Well, why did the suitcase go from this side to this side? I flipped him over. Duh. It's like she needs to let her brain know what story she's sticking with and stick with it.
That's right. Yeah, and that's part of the problem.
And that's the point, too, is what Janine's talking about, and all of us are seeing, is that everything that she says can be examined. So it's in her body language we can examine. We can examine every single word that she speaks. We can examine the evidence that's there. Also, her voice stress if she's lying. All of these pieces, there's so much available to us now that we never had before, and it's getting better and better. And we've got technology now that actually can do the same thing.
And I got to end it there, guys, because I'm running out of time. We're coming up against the break. But this was fantastic fun. We'll be doing more of this in the future.
Okay, guys, what do you think about that? What do you think about the body language video? I don't know, because I don't know how many real Italians that I actually know to know what they do with their hands in sign language. But that would be a good question if it would be different. I think I will have to look that up. Like, I mean, like a video of someone, a body language expert, analyzing someone that is Italian. It would be interesting to maybe, I don't know. But yes, so did you agree with what the expert said? Um, did you pick out anything in the videos we watched before we watched the experts that they agreed with you on? I know I agreed with them on a lot of stuff, and they called out a lot of stuff that we also did talk about that you guys brought up. Fifty-fifty. Yeah, you're right, Jariah. And also, so the thing with the lawyer, I am looking every day for an update to see if she's going to be appointed a new attorney or if she's going to defend herself. Body language is considered scientifically unreliable. Well, of course, it's not going to hold up in court, but it's still interesting to see what they have to say about it. I think so, anyway. The self soothing was so obvious, but the voice inflection was also very telling. This case is crazy, you guys, and I'm glad that I looked into it because I didn't even know about it until they kept saying Sarah Boone's trial was coming up soon, and I'm like, who is Sarah Boone? So I went look, and the first thing that I saw of her was the video of her taunting him in the suitcase, and it got to me, so I had to watch the rest and get into it. And now I'm stuck. Now I'm stuck and I can't wait till trial, and now we have to wait longer. Mm. So that's why you say 50-50, Avery? Y'all know how I vape, right? So I also have my tinge unit on my neck right now. And I went to pick up my vape and I picked up my tinge unit. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm crazy. One thing every time she expresses sadness, it's the worst acting I've ever seen. I just can't get over crawling over the bushes to get to the water spigot. Because she got cotton mouth. If you got cotton mouth, you just smoked a cigarette. You don't need another one. She would not even have made an understudy for a middle school play with her acting. No, she would be too busy outside playing hide and seek or in a classroom making a puzzle or finger painting. I wonder if she was putting that puzzle together while she didn't call 911. I don't know. That's crazy. But it's time to eat supper. So I will see you guys later. Angela, I'm going to text you a channel to watch in an hour. It's a really good channel and she'll like mine. So maybe you can go there too. Holy crap, one of my pads wasn't sticking all the way to my skin, so I pressed it to my skin and then it started working like very powerful. Now it's working good. Y'all have a good night.